the Sarcos booth with James. James, you've got some pretty cool technology here. What am I looking at?
We do indeed. This is our wireless remote visual inspection tool. It's a multi-purpose ground robot that has a tremendous amount of functionality that it can bring to the industrial services business.
Right.
At its core, it is a remote visual inspection tool that is intended to be able to climb metal surfaces, navigate a whole bunch of uneven and unstructured hazardous terrain, and basically take the places of your facility in a pipeline and subterranean that most of the robots can't go safely.
Right.
It's intended to, at its core, be a remote visual inspection tool. But it's also intended to have up to 10 additional pounds of non-destructive testing and other sensors mounted onto it, so that you can extract from an environment all sorts of data that is to your liking and preference.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, I saw earlier you've got 5 different cameras mounted on the front here.
We do here. So yeah, you've got front, left, back, right, and top. Something where we can record all 5 videos at the same time, offload the data afterwards, stitch all 5 camera feeds together to give you a really savvy, unobstructed, virtual 360 environment to run through your missions afterwards.
Wow.
There's a 6th camera here in the back that gives you from the tail to the nose, so it's what we call our driving camera.
Right.
As you can see here, within inside this little module, there's a USB port underneath here that allows you to take mounted sensors and either provide independent power to the sensor, or then take the video and data feed from that sensor and apply it to our operational control unit.
So if I'm sending this down a pipeline or whatever, and I have a specific sensor, I can mount it on the back and get the data from there as well.
That's correct. And so we're trying to figure out what are the most common sensors that people are using in the industry, figure out how to integrate that into our system, and so that by the time you're plugging in, we've got all the connections for you.
Now, the controller unit that you have in your hand here, what range do I have for this thing when I'm out?
Sure. So the robot itself has multiple different communications capabilities. It's LTE and wireless enabled.
Okay.
We've also got a 2.4, a 500, and a 900 radio band that we can support.
Right.
If we're in a subterranean environment, the radio is designed to be able to act as a mesh network. Okay. We can extend, coax extenders and repeaters along an environment where we are, so that we can guarantee that we don't lose communications with our robot. It's an advantage and unique thing to be a fully wireless, untethered solution, but we also want to make sure our customers don't go losing the robot in whatever environment they're in.
That could create its own set of problems.
Exactly.
Now, you also had an infrared camera I saw earlier.
We do, yeah. Let's see if we can find a few things to see. Built in is a FLIR boson camera, if you will, that can give you thermal imaging capability from the controller.
Wow, pretty cool.
Yeah, and it also has an independent lighting source on the front that can be notched up and notched down.
Because if I'm inside the pipeline.
Sure. Inside of a dark environment, you can see on the back.
There's also lights as well.
Along the Picatinny rails, I've mounted off-the-shelf flashlights as well.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Now, James, when we spoke earlier, you also mentioned that so the data is stored here, and then I take the data off. Where do you see that data going, or how do I start integrating that data?
Absolutely. Well, everybody's going to want to do different things with their data, so we at least want to start by making it easy to pull it off of the control unit with a standard USB port.
Right.
We are going to be implementing a cloud-based data solution where you can take your mission data offline, throw it in the cloud, do all the analysis, tracking, and reporting from that location.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Now, this is one of your products. I also saw on your website that you guys are doing exoskeletons.
We are. So we've been around for about 30 years now, mostly doing private DARPA and other military-related contracts. And so our pedigree is in biologically inspired dexterous robotics. And so we've got big mechanical arms, and then we've also got an exoskeleton. And we're pretty proud to say that in the next few years we will be the first company globally to come out with a full-bodied, full-powered, untethered exoskeleton resource. As you can see here, that can lift up to 200 pounds, operate for a full working shift of 8 hours. And
Wow.
yeah, that'll be a very exciting thing for all industries.
Well, if you guys have that here next year, I'll be back and I'll be trying it out.
Well, just might be. So
Wow.
be
Hey,
good to see you then.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely, Kevin.
Thank you very
Appreciate
much.
it.